DeMar, is there any kind of common thread you can pick out from the Game 1 struggles this team has faced over the last 3 seasons? And can you just sort of address how difficult it is to play from behind in series?
It's basketball. Series is a series. We don't look at it like, it's difficult. We looking at it like things we could clean up and get better at. It's a few things that we made a mistake on and still had a couple chances to win this game. We still got another opportunity to win this next game at home and, go on the road and do what we have to do. Now it's just more of a challenge. That's all.
Michael.
DeMar, Kyle's just seems like he's just in a terrible slump. Is there anything you say to him to kind of encourage him, or anything you're seeing that he needs to do?
I tell him all the time, good or bad, I got the utmost confidence in him. I don't care if he missed 15 shots in a row. I'm going to stand behind him just like if he making 15 shots in a row, it's going to come around. It just sucks that, we all had to go through this at this point in time of the season. But, he been great all season. He going to get through it. And once he do, we definitely going to come at a great point.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Michael.
You guys came out with a ton of energy, and the game was kind of wild to begin with. Do you feel like you could have had a bigger lead early?
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of, moments in the game where a couple of minutes we could have pulled away with the lead, but they got going, and we kind of stayed stagnant, and, the game stayed close. It stayed a 1-point, 2-point game. But that's when we got to use them opportunities to be able to pull away. Even in overtime, we didn't get a chance to, score and give ourselves a better chance to win, but we were still in the game.
Devin, go ahead.
On that last possession there in overtime, when you guys were down 3, tried to get it inbounds. What was the play there? What was the intent?
Get a 3 on the weak side for Terrence. D-Wade did a great job of reading the play, jumping towards the ball, trying to take the ball away from me, and it took my angle away to, get Terrence the 3 on the weak side.
Holly?
I apologize if you were asked this already, but when Dwayne was here, he just mentioned in the first half how there really wasn't any rhythm. How much of that is just 2 teams coming out of a 7-game series against different teams and then trying to feel each other out tonight?
I wouldn't say it's too much to do with that. Both teams played a couple days ago, so we still had that engine going. It was more so just understanding the dynamics of the game. It's much different from us playing Indiana and them playing Charlotte, and just trying to catch a rhythm with that. It was a little wild early on, but I think both teams should have a grip on how the series is going to play out.